Hello everybody and welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns, broadcasting the Skyward Sword Randomizer Tournament Winter 2021. We've got the bracket round 1 for you today. It's a double header to an extent, if I'm using that term correctly. It's YourAverageLink versus Deer and Mattstrats versus Battlecats59. Commentating for us, we have 64-bit Link and KitKat, and tracking is CJS07 and Lepilog. Say hello everybody.
Hey, what's up guys?
Yeah, so this should be a pretty interesting matchup. So we have Average Link and Deer are the 7 and 10 seeds, and Battlecats and Mattstrats are the 8 and 9 seeds. And so each of these runners had a 2-1 record in group stage. And so Average Link beating Floha twice and taking a loss to Jasnix, and Deer having lost to Jim, but then pulling 2 upsets in a row to advance to the playoffs. One of them being against Exto, which is probably the biggest upset we've had in the tournament. And then
Absolutely, yeah.
Battlecats lost to Muzu, and then wound up beating Ricky and myself to advance to playoffs, and Mattstrats having beaten out Pepper and Ibu to advance. So just to kind of give some idea of like the path that these runners have taken to get here. So looks like the runners should be starting shortly.
Yeah, and I must remind everyone this is a single elimination bracket, so it's the loser gets eliminated and the winner moves on to the quarterfinals. So much more to play for, much more nerves. It'll be interesting to see how the runners will handle the extra nerves. I know that during my race against Muzu, there were much more nerves. So yeah.
So we'll see what the free item from Fledge is today. Depending on what it is, it could heavily impact or like give a big direction to the runners right off the bat. I mean, it's the bow, so the bow is nice, but doesn't open anything up immediately.
Also, want to point out YourAverageLinks and Battlecats' nice textures. They're on emulator, so they can add textures much more easily than, say, Matt and Deer, who are on console. I think both emulator and console both have their advantages and disadvantages, and I think it's mostly up to personal preference. I believe me and 64 are console gamers, so again, it's personal preference.
Also, required dungeons today are vanilla, Ancient Cistern and Fire Sanctuary.
Nice vanilla dungeons, yeah. And for anyone wondering, they're called vanilla dungeons because in the base game, Ancient Cistern sets the flag for Imprisoned. Actually, it sets the flag for being able to fight Imprisoned 2, and Fire Sanctuary is basically the Master Sword. So, yeah, I think that's how it goes.
Yeah. So, 5 Gratitude Crystals in the Practice Sword chest, so that may incentivize some of our runners to go to Betrow. They could also gamble that they will get up to 30 in their first surface region, but I do feel like that's a bit of a gamble.
Yeah. Well, it depends how aggressive these runners want to be. If they want to be really aggressive, they're going to just straight go for progression. And if they're really doing it, then missing out checks. But it all kind of depends on who their opponents are, and again, just how they want to pace themselves throughout the tournament.
Yep. So, and it'll be interesting to see what Deer does here, because Deer won his race against Exto mostly on the back of rushing Beatrice.
Yeah. Deer met up with Riot.
Yeah. That's a somewhat risky strategy because you wind up spending a lot of time, like, sleep tonight, advance Beatrice, sleep tonight, advance Beatrice. But if Beatrice has a required item, it can pay off hugely if your opponent delays it.
Yeah.
We also have a beetle right off the bat from the potion lady, and that is really nice because Hook Beetle might be required for Fire Sanctuary, depending on where the boss key winds up. There are 4 chests in Fire Sanctuary that are hard locked behind Hook Beetle. And Rina just has a Dusk Relic for runners. So did Deer actually sleep in Rina's house?
I'm not actually quite sure. I wasn't paying attention, mainly because I'm trying to fix my commentary page. But yeah. I would bet he did, but I don't know.
Yeah, because maybe he did before he talked to Rina. I didn't catch it.
Yeah.
But, okay, he didn't sleep according to Lepalog, so that's a bit. So normally you sleep in Rina's house because you want to advance the Beatrice quest, and I keep mentioning this, but without explaining it. So Beatrice is a very long quest where you have to talk to her a bunch of times and sleep in between every conversation. And wow, we have. I mean, I guess Slingshot isn't that important. We also have 5 more Gratitude Crystals, so that's going to maybe put a bit more priority on the runners to check Betrow, because they can now get 2 of the Betrow rewards.
Yeah. Normally, if you get Gratitude Crystals on Sphere 0, it normally is an indicator that there's something useful in Betrow, either early on or down the line. So it'll be interesting to see how the runners just read logic in general, I think. Because that is a skill in itself.
Yeah. Now, from Jim's 5,000 seed simulation, it seemed like Betrow 5 and 10 are less likely to have progression than 30 and 40 and 50, or actually 30 and 40 in particular are the ones that have a very high chance of having progression. So
I want to say it's 40 with the highest, I think. Either 40 or 30 in chest, I think.
yeah, but either way, like, they're both, like, the 30 is not that far behind.
They're like 60%, I want to say. Or more like, I can't remember.
Yeah. But it's the question of, like, do you take the risk on just saying, okay, I'm going to try to wait till 30, or do you just, like, be thorough on your Skyloft 1?
Yeah. I think that this is mostly down to preference. I think that like there isn't really any huge advantage to either staying on Skyloft or like dipping the surface area early. I guess if you wanted to be really aggressive, you could use it as a way to do progression. But again, it's early enough that it doesn't really matter at all. So
also we have the Baby's Rattle, or sometimes known as the Battle Rattle, in the Goddess Statue chest. So that is also going to cause our runners to spend a little more time on Skyloft to turn that in, and probably get another Beatrice conversation out of it. So, in fact, that's probably also going to make our runners want to check Betrow on this Skyloft visit, because it's going to be basically because they're going to be heading to that side of Skyloft anyways. And we see Deer immediately go to turn it in.
Yeah. There's also like a lot with how you can like route subtle things, like for example, Sparrowit, or in this case, the baby crystals. And like I think that like doing that effectively is also a really good skill to have.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much always will activate the Spirit or I Dude quest on my first Skyloft trip, just because, like,
be like me, who just forgets about it and then goes, "Oh, god damn it! I forgot to talk to Sparrowit, or I forgot to talk to like Owlin."
Yeah,
that happens way too much in my races, and it sucks.
Yeah, because you don't want to be in the situation where you go to Eldin, you find your claw shots, and you can't check it because you didn't activate the quest. So
Yeah.
Matt, interestingly enough, sleeping in Oriel and Pero's house, even though he has the rattle. So I think Matt's still getting individual crystals, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me at this point because he's not going to get up to 30 at the.
Well, I think that getting 5 crystals now puts you at a constant 5 crystals advantage to normally the other people who don't. So, say if other people get like 25, assuming you'd get the same graduate crystals, you'd have 30 and have quicker access to it. Although, again, getting getting graduate crystals does take a bit of time. But I think the 5 most convenient ones only take like 30 seconds if you can do them fast, if that.
Yeah.
And as you have to like turn to night to activate the anyway, it's like not too big of a hassle, I think.
Yeah.
Again,
I
it's
just
like personal preference.
Yeah, I just personally like to kind of wait until I have an idea of, until I like think I can actually like get another reward out of it. Also, I wasn't paying attention to Battlecats, so I completely missed what was on Betrow 5 and 10.
It was like a gold rupee and something else, I think.
Okay, so nothing important.
Maybe. Yeah, so we are just about 10 minutes in. It looks like all our runners are kind of... Well, they're first of all in nighttime Skyloft for various reasons, and they're also... they're all staying on Skyloft, which, I mean, normally people don't dip Skyloft for like 10 minutes. Also, that's Gus Bellows from Dia, so that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that's a fetch quest chain, because, like, that was, I think, the rattle into the Horned Colossus Beetle into the Gus Bellows, which opens up, then it opens up one more check in Malara's cleaning crystals. Okay, so we'll be able to see Betrow from AverageLink. About 2 gold rupees. So fill your wallet, and then you can't even make it use of the second one. Not that rupees are of much consequence in these settings. I mean, there will be shop sanity coming soon, but not in this tournament.
Yeah, this tournament is on a...
I think you cut out.
Quote unquote outdated. It's not whack. Yeah, I think that this is kind of sort of outdated, but not really, because it's like the most newest version does have a lot more, I think, perks and stuff. Like, for example, shop sanity, I want to say.
Yeah, but we're keeping it on basically a version that we consider basically the same version as when the tournament started, just for so we know that we don't accidentally introduce bugs in the tournament.
And I guess also to keep all matches consistent, and
yeah, that too.
Which I think is good. But yeah, again, no one's left Skyloft, even though it's been like 2 minutes since I last said that. So yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty to do on Skyloft, so I don't think there's that much incentive to leave, although I know there's some players that will swear by just trying to get off Skyloft as quickly as possible.
You know, here's the thing that I just noticed. Because Yao's opponent is Deer, I'm thinking, does Yao go for the Deer meta here? Also, nice Dr. Champ shield.
I mean, it's possible. The thing is, I think every runner is going to be advancing probably to like 4 Beatrice conversations, just with like all of the things that are open if they are doing their sleeps correctly.
Not gonna lie, right? Since the Exeter versus Deer match, I've been much more going out of my way for Beatrice just in my own games, because I know how much it can like pay off and stuff. So, like, I'm just interested to see how that affects other runners as well, especially Yao as well.
Yeah, I mean, that has to be on the back of his mind. That he knows that Deer has pulled off this strategy before, so he
He's
just
gonna do
has
an Uno
to.
reverse.
Yeah, he just has to figure out how he wants to defend against that.
Yeah. Okay,
And
I think
so,
we have our first service dip. It looks like Deer is going to Faron. Not doing the Deer meta SMH my head.
yeah. So also, we never mentioned that the Faron pillar was the open pillar. I don't think any of us even paid attention to it, but
Oh yeah.
yeah. Now the thing is, there's not a whole lot that he can do in Faron. He can get, I think, 3 checks.
He can do inside. He can do inside the what? He can do inside Seal Temple. He can do the what's it called? The heart piece chest, not of chest. The heart piece that's like across a rope. He can do slingshot. He can do deepwood's chest. And I guess anything out of logic, he can do the one chest in Lake Flora if he wants to.
Yeah. So 4 with an additional potential out of logic check.
I guess in this situation, I'd know that, like, in my mind, I'd say, okay, well, Ancient Assistant is required, so it will be in logic at some point. And I'm a runner who likes to usually clear things out because I don't like to miss anything. Because in most cases, it can put you at a usual like advantageous position, especially in the early game if you have like more items. Although I guess having more items can be a double curse because you can just spend time like looking around stuff. The most extreme case being having Amber Tablet.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think I think because Ancient Cistern's required, I think it is more justifiable to go for that out of logic check in Lake Floria.
Yeah, like I think at this point, like if like their words are hard. I think that if Ancient System wasn't a required dungeon, with the items that they currently have, I probably would not get this check, because for all I know, it could just never be in logic. I could just never get the scale and beetle and other stuff.
Yeah. But
I think Jim always goes for it, apparently, I think, because it has like a 30% chance just automatically, which is actually quite high for a chest.
Yeah.
At least in the seed simulation he did. So I guess that is sort of justifiable, but Specs would not approve. He's like very anti out of logic plays.
Yeah, you have to be careful with out of logic plays. Like they can be useful, but like if that the times when out of logic plays will pay off is when they put you. It is like if that item would put you into go mode when you otherwise wouldn't be, or it just like happens to like open the way to something that you already know is required. But where it can hurt you is if you get something like claw shots and you start following it and you never patch the logic, so you never actually get the items or you never actually close that logic loop, and you can wind up going on a huge wild goose chase because of it.
Yeah, I think an example of this would be me versus Muji match. For anyone who saw that in the past, spoiler, I'll do it anyway. It's like I basically rushed Earth Temple, which was, first of all, it was out of logic, so it was incredibly aggressive, and also because I missed a lot of Guspo digging mid's chest, and I didn't close the logic loop until later. But conveniently, that still played in my favor. But like again, it just shows you that going out of logic is a risk, and again, it would be interesting to see how many of these runners will take that risk, and to what extreme, if at all. Yeah. All right. So it looks like I believe. Okay, what's YourAverageLink doing? I think he's going to Lumpy Pumpkin or Faron. Yeah, it just looks like Lumpy Pumpkin. Okay.
Yeah.
And I think Battlecats has just been to Lumpy Pumpkin. I didn't catch what was on it.
5 gratitude crystals.
Okay, so that's useful.
Okay, so like that should put the runners at 25, I think, because YourAverageLink has 20 on his tracker right now.
Oh yeah. I think just Matt checking his graduate crystals as well. What is that on? I think that's graduate crystals on Heart Piece in Faron.
Looks like it. So, okay, so 30 is in logic now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it technically was as soon as they got 20, but 30 is now, like, just with 5s.
Yeah. Yeah. Optionally, you get all your crystals with 5s because then you don't waste time getting lone graduate crystals. But this is optimal, and yeah. So
And the seed
sometimes you
has
just
to-
can't predict the future in rando.
Yeah, and, like, the seed might not work out that way, so
Yeah, because
there's...
yeah, and of course sometimes you can have like all 15 required lone crystals.
Yeah. I mean, that's rare, but it has happened.
Yeah. I'm just waiting until the day. Like, I haven't got a seed like that in ages, and I'm just waiting until like that is a thing. Yeah.
So, okay, I guess Deer has not yet rescued Lopsa. So, Deer's running around rescuing Kikwis, trying to do some of the other checks that he can that are on path. Deciding to take out the burrs on the rope before crossing it, I guess he is probably just not entirely comfortable with shaking the burrs off. If you manage your stamina correctly, the burrs will never be a problem.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
if you're not comfortable, then skyward striking them off is a very valid thing to do.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to falling off that rope is the worst thing you can do, short of dying.
Okay. Also, yeah, Battlecats did go into Faron. I don't know if you said that. Or something. Yeah, and yeah.
So
I think
interesting.
that's what yeah, you go.
Yeah, interestingly, Mattstrats has 30 crystals right now. So it'll be interesting to see if he decides to just double back to Betrothed to see what the 30 rewards are.
Yeah.
Because, like,
Yeah.
if there happens to be a bomb bag on Betrothed 30, like, that could give Matt a huge advantage because he'd be able to check the 2 bomb lock checks while he's rescuing Kikwis.
Yeah, and it's like this is also kind of another reason why I tend to like to clear things up is because so you don't miss any items, and of course you can just be wasting time making checks, but sometimes in rando you just have to kind of roll the dice and hope things work out.
Yeah, I think like one of the other things is that if you're if you are the higher seed runner and you feel like you have a movement advantage, it can really be beneficial to be thorough because you can know that you can do more checks faster than your opponent can. Whereas
Yeah.
if on the opposite side of the coin, if you are the less experienced runner, it can be that's when you might want to take more risks and try to just go and just rush things that you think your opponent might not, so you might find a key item faster than your opponent.
Yeah, and like a lot of it is like again just kind of playing like certain aggression depending on like what your like opponent is, I guess, or who your opponent is rather.
So Pero has a key piece for us, which is completely useless because Earth Temple is not required.
Yeah, I think I was just kind of stuck in randomly with the randomizer. Because like, if it was required, it would be kind of carefully placed in logic. But I think when it isn't required, it's just kind of dumped anywhere.
Yeah, well, basically, the key pieces. Basically, if Earth Temple is required, they're obviously in the progression pool. If Earth Temple is not required, then they are instead put in the junk pool.
Yeah.
So they can just be placed literally anywhere. And so sometimes you can just, sometimes you just happen to come across a couple of them.
I think I had a key piece on Fledge Crystal. Oh no, on just Fledge. Yeah, key piece on just Fledge, and Earth Temple wasn't required dungeon. So yeah. Also, Nehru's Wisdom not important, so we will not see the Nehru trial.
Yeah. Specs is sad.
Also, your average link getting this dumb cutscene, which I have no idea why it's. It probably is removed though, but at least it isn't removed in the 20 version.
Yeah, Average Link is very upset at hitting that trigger.
I think everyone always is. Like, it's like, oh, god damn it, bro, I just have to listen to Pippet rant for like 30 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, it's something
like,
where...
We get it, Pippet, you're poor. Don't have to waste my time about it. Sorry, you go.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's something where you do kind of need to know how to route around the village area to avoid that trigger.
Yeah, and you have to kind of keep in mind, like, oh, have you done cleaning crystals and stuff?
So...
Oh, it's still not even removed. Wow, okay. I mean, I do understand, because like random devs would likely have much more important stuff.
Did you catch if Ferocious Courage was required or not?
I didn't catch that, actually.
And then I wasn't paying attention to the text.
Yeah, we are amazing commentators, totally paying attention to everyone here. Claw shots on... Yeah, on the chest in Betrayal. Okay, that's huge, actually. Claw shots is... It is required for, or at least logically required for Fire Sanctuary, so...
Yes, and it will also mean that when Average Link finally goes to Faron, he will be able to do an additional check in the Great Tree that the other runners will not be able to. Yeah,
and I think Mattstrats is also supposed to get claw shots, so both Average Link and Matt both being rewarded for being a bit passive at this point, which is good. Or at least, like, fully clearing most of Skyview. Skyview, Blair, Skyloft, I mean.
Deer is not happy about finding that key piece. I mean, I also would not be.
So wait, are we going to get like all 5 key pieces on an unrequired temple seed?
That would be hilarious.
I don't think that's ever happened.
At least, but
yeah. At least it's never. I've never come across one. There probably are seeds that have that, because I mean, there has to be. But yeah, okay, so we got, your average Link, I think, is still collecting more crystals. Oh no, he's probably doing Baby's Rattle. Although he might collect the crystal on the way, which I think would be smart, because it's just, you know, more convenient crystals than, say, you will have to collect, lone crystals. It's not, like, just, like, one less thing you have to worry about.
Yeah, I would definitely say, like, unless you're at 50 crystals already, if a lone crystal is on path, you pick it up.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Because you don't want to have to path there later if that turns out to be required.
Oh, well, more gratitude crystals, nice.
Okay, so now Average Link may be thinking, okay, now do I go get 40 and get that reward?
Also, Battlecats missing Extending Blow. Extending Blow only really makes sense to go for if you have Slingshot and Goddess Sword in Deep Woods. And it's like, it's weird, because in Deep Woods, everything is okay. Actually, in every other region, having like a better sword is more convenient. But in Deep Woods, it's having Goddess Sword is the most convenient, which is weird. Oh, he's doing the other strat. Nice. Oh, he doesn't get it. That's sad. I saw his like practice stream earlier. He did get it and looked really cool, but he didn't unfortunately. So we see Average Link getting the Hot Piece chest. We see I think Deer went for the out of logic check in Lake Flora. I didn't see what it was like. And Mattstrats literally going for the Deer meta here. Interesting. Ruby Tablet on Zelda's Harpies. So that's interesting. So I mean, for this seed, Claw Shots is hard required. So
yeah. Now the thing with that Ruby Tablet is though that we don't really have a whole lot we can do with it yet, because we're gonna need either Hook Beetle, Bomb Bag, or Digging Mitts to advance the second half of Eldin. So right now there's, I think, 6 checks in Eldin. They are fairly dense checks, so it can be worth it to go to
oh my god, flying cat on Mattstrats screen. Sorry, you go.
And like, from what we know, Eldin probably is the correct play because Faron has been relatively blank.
Yeah, Faron's been kind of had nothing, I don't think, or nothing of great importance. Yeah, and Average Link also just getting pitches last set. Yeah. Also, Deer getting 30 crystals, so he's probably gonna get claw shots soon-ish unless he delays that. and be as aggressive.
And
Oh yeah, welcome Shane from Battlecats. Yeah, Nezra's important. Yeah, so you go.
Yeah, once you activate the Darling text from Beatrice, like, I think it becomes a lot more worth it to just rush the end of it, but AverageLink is deciding not to.
I think at that point, it's only like 5 minutes, and also from then, from that text box, it becomes significantly harder to route in, because not only do you have to sleep, you have to, like, talk to Peter in the... It's, like, much harder. It's not just about sleeping, it's about, like, sleeping in specific points, so... honestly, I just rush it, because it's, like, 5 minutes.
I doubt it's even 5 minutes. It's like 2, 3.
Yeah. I just roughly timed it by looking at time. I didn't really look at it much. Yeah.
So looks like Matt.
AverageLink going to Eldin as well.
Yeah, I think this is the right play from what we know. Yeah. I think from AverageLink's mindset, like, it's kind of a 50... From what AverageLink knows, this is a 50-50.
If I was an AverageLink, well, how many checks are open? No, so you keep talking about, like, count.
Yeah, because I think there's 6 checks here, and there's 6 or 7 in Faron. So I think this still... I think... From what we know, this is probably the correct decision.
Yeah, well, and digging mids just makes it like 100 times better. Okay, so yes,
this is definite 100% the correct decision.
Yeah, but of course hindsight is 20/20, so I feel like I would have gone to Faron first, actually. Or no, actually, I would have actually probably gone to Eldin because I think Eldin has more checks. Eldin has like 7 open at this point, I think, as opposed to like 5. I think is in Faron. Just quickly off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the exact counts are, but like the other thing is the Eldin checks are really dense, whereas in Faron you still have to rescue Kikwis and all that. I mean, the argument for Faron is you're probably going to have to rescue Kikwis anyways because Owlin Crystals is locked behind it, which adds, and so you might as well do
and Bomb Bag apparently, so Eldin is stacked.
Yep. AverageLink takes a huge lead now.
Battlecats also kinematic kick the Eldin. Nice.
We'll see if AverageLink remembers to wait before jumping down, and he does.
Oh, nice, yeah. Not going for the bomb though estimates my head. I mean, that actually makes sense because Rando doesn't save any much time, if any. I just kind of do it because I think it does a bit optimally.
Yeah.
And also practice for no bid.
Well, okay, yeah.
I mean, I can't let Jasnix have that record for too long, not gonna lie. No, so, let's go. Harmjan in chat saying you are not happy with the CD roll. Nice. I mean, it might turn into like a whole huge 4-hour seed, yeah. And Deer getting claw shots, so it'll be interesting to see what he does with that. And Mattstrats doing Petrus, so we'll see what's under Petrus. I mean, I feel like that all the seeds have just been sword hunts recently. Like, at least the ones I've done.
Yeah. Also, I missed what was in the Out of Logic like flurry check twice now.
Actually, same. I was paying attention to Petrus. I know, we're amazing commentators. It's weird, because when I'm just watching these casually, oh, there's the harp in Eldin, so yeah, Eldin really is stacked.
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
Yeah, the good news is like eventually everyone is going to get here. It's not like the Ruby tablet is that hidden, but AverageLink is going to have a significantly more efficient Faron clear because he's going to have his bomb bag and claw shots on his first trip.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's made any hugely decisive errors yet. I think it's just that AverageLink has just been, or people like AverageLink have just been more. They've done things in a way that makes things more convenient. So, but I think that people who've been to Faron, like Battlecats, they're definitely still in the race.
Yeah, it's not an insurmountable lead, but AverageLink is definitely in the lead.
Yeah, just based on conveniency and what he's done.
And Matt is probably like a minute or so behind. Also, Average Link deciding to use the bomb strat to kill the Bokos. I think if you could afford to take the hit, it might actually be the way to go, because it probably is faster than the traditional strat of charging a Skyward Strike and then hitting them all with it.
I feel like that when I do like the sand slide thing. Oh my god, another key piece. Wow. Yeah. I feel like that when I do like the Skyward Strike thing, after I do the sand slide, I can never always get them, as opposed to just getting them normally. But that's just, I don't know. Right, so just an update. We got Average Link and Matt going through Eldin, and Deer and Battlecats I think are both in Skyloft right now. Yeah. I think both Deer and Battlecats went to Faron, and I think they are slightly behind, but not hugely. Just they're just behind based on Average Link and Matt doing things more convenient, or in a more convenient way. So yeah, this seed, at least at the start, has definitely rewarded people for staying on Skyloft and for fully clearing things. But it can all change.
Yep, Average Link taking the shortcut with the claw shot, so he's skipping a magma conversation.
Hmm. Oh yeah, you don't get circles by that way. You just get it by rolling specifically.
Yeah. Yeah, and when is your circles tutorial?
Okay, that was going to be like earlier, but I lost the footage for dumb reason not getting into it. So I have to like kind of like re-record it. So sad, but yeah. Okay, trust me, I am actually working. I'm not just procrastinating. I am working on it. Yeah, no. Alright, so Battlecat's getting the core shot, so he'll maybe be going to Eldin.
Yeah, I mean, he'll have to go get the ruby tablet from Zelda's closet first.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he doesn't go for that though. But yeah.
So yeah, items our runners are going to be looking for now. A bottle and fire shield earrings for Fire Sanctuary, and Water Dragon scale for Cistern.
And whip.
Oh yeah, whip is important too.
Yeah, everything just struggling with the bomb throw here. It's not precise, you just have to know when to throw it, I think. Yeah. Okay, I think we got, Deer is definitely in Eldin, so... I think that if Battlecats doesn't get Ruby Tablet, he's made a crucial error here.
Yeah,
so.
but it does look like he's following, like he's going to get it. He's just
I'd be
checking.
surprised if he doesn't, unless he's, like, dipping a lot.
Yeah, I think if he somehow misses Zelda's closet, then it would be a huge irony given that he won his race against me off of me forgetting a location.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was an interesting, actually, from Average Link. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that before. So he threw the bomb downwards to hit that tower and then turned around to claw shot up to the crystal ball.
I feel like that could be optimal, actually.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if that's actually faster, but it's...
I wouldn't really see why it wouldn't be, actually. I feel
still...
like it would be faster, because just you do more actions in a short amount of time, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, you still have to run down to the tower to dig up that key piece spot. So
yeah, that is true. Yeah,
I think it would have to be timed. I can't say one way or the other, but
I mean, either way, you get like more convenient sparrows, so you don't forget him as much. So you don't just tie him onto the end of things. Because I find that if I tie these things onto like the end, then I just tend to forget it. But that's just me.
Yeah. And I mean, with the items that our runners have, like, Spirit may actually be the answer.
Yeah.
We're running, I think we're basically done with Eldin checks. Okay, we have 2 Song of the Hero parts. This is plus a harp, so that's gonna be maybe a bit monk-esque for our runners, although Specs is will be very happy if Skyloft Trial winds up being required.
Specs loves his, like, you might need where it reveals, but it's just a bottle trials.
Well, yeah. AverageLink going back, did he check the stuff on the locations on the sand slide?
I think he did.
Although I don't see any other reason why he would go this direction, though. Because yeah, I think he has.
Actually,
yeah.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, my bad. Okay, so Battlecats is about to get about to get Zelda's heart piece, so he should be making his way to should be making his way to Eldin. Question in chat: are all 4 players running on the same seed? Yes, they're all running on the same seed.
Yeah, it would be too difficult to commentate otherwise. And I mean, so this is 2 1v1 races, but they're being raced on the same seed.
Yeah.
So this is the last check in Eldin, and Eldin or not what AverageLink is looking for.
So I think lower Eldin was stacked, but upper Eldin wasn't as stacked, I don't think. And whilst that, the other runners just making through it. And this is like one extra thing in Faron or whatever.
Now, happens this seed, I mean, I guess like all the runners will eventually check Petro 40, so it's not that huge. Also, AverageLink going to advance Beatrice. We have not found a sword upgrade, and we have not or spiral charge, so
there's a lot we're actually missing, but it's only been like 4.
But I mean, things are gonna open up. Yeah, I mean, thus far it does seem pretty linear. So we're seeing, I don't really see any lead changes happening for the time being.
Yeah.
All of the items are basically on path, so it's. Oh no, Mattstrats taking a death because he wasn't paying attention to his health and did a jump slash down to Betro's platform.
Oh wow.
He's
at like Sparrow, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a huge deal, but it's just one of those mistakes that you don't really want to make in a race.
It's like a execution error that would lose about like a minute or something. Or not even that really, but you know what I mean.
AverageLink stream locked up on me. He did get 5 gratitude crystals from the Pipit crystals. It looks like Petro 50 just had a pouch expansion, so
yeah,
nothing too important. And Battlecats and Deer are still clearing out the remaining checks in Eldin.
Yeah, I think that both AverageLink and Mattstrats have been to Eldin, I think, so they're just kind of doing Skyview. Oh, not Sky. Oh my god, they're doing Skyloft again. I guess just to like kind of look for more directional stuff. Although I guess they could probably go for Sanctuary. I don't know if they're going to like because logic. I guess out of logic, you might be able to beat Sanctuary if Bosky's in a convenient place. But I think that I don't know how. I don't know if the runners are going to take that risk or not. I think that I probably would, but that's just me. Or for example, they might find Scale and go for Assistant. Well, I mean Scale and Whip, but they're two items.
Yeah, so Deer leaving Eldin now. Yeah, each of the runners is basically doing like essentially following an AverageLink's footsteps. So as much
Also,
as like
yeah.
all the item is that AverageLink has found like have been all useful and everything, like it's not like he's found anything that other runners haven't done yet. And eventually he's gonna go to Faron and clear all that out, and that's going to take some time and equalize his lead a bit, and after that point we'll have a better idea of how actually ahead he is.
Yeah, and someone in chat points out they don't have earrings. That's a good point. You need earrings to get into Fire Sanctuary, so I missed that. Nice. Deer just dropping off Sparrow crystals, and yeah. Okay, Mattstrats I think doing Collins later. I think this has already been seen. I can't remember, or maybe not. Oh no, it hasn't. It's another beetle.
Okay. AverageLink not happy with what he got from Beatrice.
Nice. Yeah, so I think getting Hook Beetle for Sanctuary is really nice because you don't really have to worry about Hook Beetle locked check specifically, because that can be kind of a bummer if, say, Bosky is behind that and you don't have Hook Beetle.
Yeah, so at this point, like, there's only one item that they can be hard locked out of in Fire Sanctuary, and that would be the hidden small key chest. And and you always hope that you're not going to be average like again upset with that check. But yeah, I mean, we always hope that the boss key is not on that particular chest.
Yeah, because like even with glitches, it's still hard required to have Mogma Mitts and Bomb Bag for that, even with like glitches and stuff.
Yeah. And I mean, we have the bomb bag part, but we're still missing the second progressive mitts.
Yeah. See, that could be the harmjanness of the seed. Like the boss keys all just be in really inconvenient places. Bombs were Harpies and Eldin, so yeah. Average going back to Faron, I think. He can do a few. Or actually, he
can clear basically everything except Owling crystals and the scale lock checks in Lake Florida.
Actually, or more than Battlecats and Deer. This is a really good thing to do. You should definitely next when you plan. Says me, the guy who forgets to do this, but do as I say, not as I do, as they say. Fire Shield earrings on Perot crystals, so that's interesting. Well, we might see Mattstrats chest, but it can't be anywhere else in Ancient System, just based on how small keys work. Similar story with the bow. It can be in the behind lock combination, but it can't be anywhere else. Yeah, I think it's like CJ also explained it well in chat as well. Like more bottles on average link side, and Deer just getting the scale. Yeah, Mattstrats is just activating Matchy and thus Slingshot, and Battlecats is doing his own thing on Skyloft.
Yeah, so I guess the one thing about that bottle is that it'll make Volcano Summit a bit more convenient because he'll be able to make one trip to dispel the 2 flame walls.
Oh yeah.
Because it's a little annoying when you only have one bottle, because then you have to dispel one of the flame walls, then go back, get more water, and then water the second frog. Yeah, so average length using the slingshot to stun this moblin. And taking care of him. So basically, killing this moblin despawns the void plane that prevents you from jumping down. So then he can jump down to check this chest.
Right, Din's power probably not too important, so we will not see the Eldin trial from any of our runners.
We will not see any trials because I believe all 4 trials are not required. And average link dying into the water, so getting an optimal death warp there.
I want to say that leaving normally is just faster, I think. Although I don't know where this puts you. I think that if you swim in, then I think leaving is still faster. But I think if you come in with claw shots, it might be faster to death warp.
I think in general it's faster to just barely faster to just leave.
Yeah, because you can leave really quickly if you're skilled, I guess.
Yeah, it's. However, if average link wanted a health refill, then it would be a reason to do a death warp.
Yeah, there's a whole thing with like health and stuff. Yeah. Alright, so I believe that at this point all our runners are just kind of doing stuff that everyone else has done, I want to say, so... we're not really seeing anything novel currently.
Yeah, unfortunately, Average Link having a little bit of an issue with these Bocos, but eventually takes care of them.
Yeah, also someone in chat just pointed out Battlecats textures. I think they're pretty cool as well. They're like red and they're basically on like dark theme with like everyone having red and black, which I think is pretty cool as well. And again, textures at this point are much easier on emulator, but they're technically they're possible on console. It's much harder. So this is why we have like the 2 emulator runners with high textures and everyone else with not good textures, or just vanilla textures, I want to say. Alright, I'm interested to see what... Has Battlecats even... When was the last time he went to the surface? Because I feel like he's been on Skyloft for like the past 30 minutes. Or just the entire run. No. But yeah, I just straight up haven't seen him go to any surface region after going out Faron, so... Although, I mean, he did go to Eldin, clearly, with the bomb bag and stuff. Maybe I'm just not paying attention. Okay, so Deer is going into Lake Floria, so it'll be interesting to see what's in there. And I'll be interested to see if anyone goes for the one destination system. Which is it's a strat that only I would really do. I think I did this in the quarterfinals race as well, against me versus Muzu. I think I was a Sand Gypsy and I went for like the one chest there. But like, I mean, yeah. I can understand why people wouldn't do it.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd do it yet. Like, because the thing is, so Sandship kind of has the advantage of being like, or I guess Sandship is a little slower to get back to, and is not really like, or I guess I'm not sure what I'm trying to say, but I guess the big difference is that, like, with Cistern, like, you can get there very quickly at basically any time. So it makes it, I think, a little less justified to, like, go out of your way for that first chest. But, I mean, it's a strategy you can go for.
Yeah, I mean, like, I do it because it's, like, you know, one more check, and it's, like, my playstyle is definitely much more, get as many checks as possible, even if they are somewhere out of the way. Because, again, if they are whip, well then, that's really good.
Yeah, also, unfortunately, AverageLink has to take the walk of shame because he was unable to do the cube warp.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, sometimes it happens. Like, sometimes that Boko just decides that he's not going to cooperate. And I have never thought to use the Gust Bellows to knock the burrs off the rope.
Oh yeah, I haven't either, yeah. I mean, like, going for, like, the one checks, they are mandatory double dips as dungeons, but, again, double dips don't, assuming you play your cards right, they don't lose as much time as people think, at least from my experience. And, Battlecats getting 5 short earrings. So, yeah, just interested to see when runners will be entering dungeons first, because I think we're almost there. Oh, well, yeah, of course I can lose a lot of time, but it depends how you route around double dips, I guess.
Din's power was not important.
But again, it's like, I mean, worst case scenario, we'll lose time, double dips, but it's still, like, again, for example, like, say if, like, Bo is on that one check and sand chip, well, then that's really good. It's a low chance, but I'd rather still go for that anyway. Because, again, it's a chance. Or it could just be anything else useful. Yeah, Dig is going for Eldin, so I'll see what that is in a minute.
Yeah. So, this is... Deer this being his second trip is a slight advantage for him because now he's gonna be the first person to get that item.
Yeah, I think if there's one region where double dipping can be beneficial, it would be Faron because you can again do Allen crystals in, and I think from my runs, I always seem to last location Allen crystals, mainly because it's like it requires a double dip in Faron, which isn't usually done. And also, I would normally have to actually remember that I have to do Allen crystals, which in that in itself never usually happens.
Yeah. Well, remembering checks is a very important part of Randomizer. See my race against Battlecats for what happens when you don't remember things.
Number one way you lose a race is by skipping or forgetting checks, I think.
Yep, Matt now getting the Din's power, not too important.
Someone in chat asked where were earrings and scale. Earrings were power crystals and scale was Ballad of the Goddess. So, an average link with the bomb of frustration.
Yeah.
Yeah. No items have really been out of their way yet, but we're still looking for scale. Oh no, we're still looking for whip and I want to say swords. Yeah, I think it's whip and swords and maybe mongrel mitts.
Yeah, I will. So at this point, I think we're until we get. Okay, so I guess we found 3 bottles now. And one of the bottles was bottle locked. It's interesting how that happens, though. You wind up oftentimes with a bottle locked bottle.
Well, again, I think it's the I think the rando kind of like just places it randomly within the progression pool, so that can happen.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. It's just like
it's like how bottles can be in Fire Sanctuary.
Yeah.
I think Matt's gone. Okay. So that's nice internet right there.
Yeah. So now we're gonna. Actually, is this new information that we're getting from AverageLink, or has this been checked?
I think Lake 4 has been checked. Yeah.
Okay. So. Deer is gonna, however, be giving us some new information.
I wonder how many of these runners are local recording, and I wonder how many times it's actually going to matter. Because I mean, stream issues will occur in tournaments, even though it's fairly late in the tournament. Again, we are just seeing a stream issue right now. So yeah, so it's just something interesting to think about.
Yeah, I mean, we do recommend to all the runners to local record races in case of stream issues, but as of yet, it hasn't wound up being an issue, but we will see.
I mean, like, forgetting to locally record is a thing that people do all the time. I do it all the time. Like, I did it I think for my last no back in time run I did for a marathon, I forgot to locally record, and that would have been world record at the time. And yeah, stuff like that. And also, yeah, Battlecats Cat Jam. Battle Cat Jam.
Yeah. So I think have we seen four bottles at this point? Or
I think so.
Okay,
I don't count bottles really.
Yeah, so now Deer's going to show us what is on Owling crystals.
Oh yeah, if it's like a whip, then nice.
That becomes advantage Deer immediately.
Yeah. The new Deer meta will just be double dipping everything. That is Faron, at least. Oh, just a Harpies. Okay.
So, unfortunately, yeah, Owling crystals wound up not being important. The thing is, we may still see AverageLink go ahead and check that because it is, I find, oftentimes progression.
Someone just asked anything on Petrus. Petrus was gratitude crystals, and no one's done Volcano Summit yet. Yeah, again, interesting to see like when people do stuff first as well. We might see AverageLink doing it, but don't know what he's thinking or what he might be doing. You know, he's just getting flash shadowings right now, so yeah, he might go to Eldin again. Yeah, well, I think waiting on checks for areas can be quite risky as well. Because first of all, it's words are hard. It can be just in general quite risky because, like, say if Pogomits are literally like in Volcano Summit, or at least in the bombable wall. I don't really think many checks are open, at least to what we can see. I think, yeah, I think it's, I think at this point we're just waiting for someone to go into a dungeon. Deer is at Volcano Summit right now, so we might see what he has. Yeah, and I'm with like Leper with the dipping in dungeons for one check. I don't know, I've just found it to be useful in some situations. Although useless in most, but again, there's a chance. Yeah, so you see both Average Link and Deer in Volcano Summit. Battlecats is still making his way through Faron. I think Battlecats' routing hasn't been on point, at least compared to the other runners, but yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what his next decisions will be.
Yeah. So I guess at this point I should mention that. Yeah. So Mattstrats apparently lost power, and so that is very, very unfortunate for him.
Oh wow, yeah.
So that also means he lost, since he lost total power, that means he lost all progress since his last save, whenever that was. And because there's, been no real reason to do back in time, that means he probably hasn't saved, which would be really tragic.
Yeah, in the race room, he says that he has thunderstorms, so not sure what to do on his end with Battlecats. We're gonna figure that out.
I would assume that there would be a rematch, but I'm not the tournament admin here, so I can only just speculate. Yeah. We do have a tournament admin here, 64-bit link. I don't know. I don't know if he wants to make anything publicly right now.
It's something that's gonna have to be discussed between all the tournament admins to figure out to figure out what to do about this. But
yeah. So, again, I would assume rematch. But
I mean, there's a possibility, if Battlecats just immediately agrees to it, that we could just do a rematch. Because I know, in my position, if I knew that my opponent lost just because of a power outage or something, that's not the way that I would want to win a race. So, if Battlecats were to agree to that resolution, then that would be the easy solution here. But I think
yeah. But over on Average Link and Deer, we have a race apparently, because both of the runners are in Fire Sanctuary. I don't know if anyone is ahead right now, or in terms of items or anything. It looks like they have very similar items. Yal not having Fire Shot Earrings, I think that's just mischecked. I'm pretty sure he has Fire Shot Earrings, otherwise he wouldn't be able to be here right now. It looks like they have the exact same items, Yal and Deer, with the exception of maybe a bottle or Din's power.
Battlecats cutting it really close. He got that air bubble just in time. I think even a few frames later, and he would have died.
Yeah, so, and you'll see a lot of people doing back in time a lot in Fire Sanctuary, because there's a lot of things you can do with back in time in Fire Sanctuary. So, I believe doing all this stuff is fast to do initially, but I think so. Battlecats, we have leaving Faron. He might go to Eldin next, or he might do. I don't know what he's gonna do. We'll see. Because his routing has been a bit different from the other runners here, so he's obviously at a different point with items and everything. Yeah, so we see a bunch of runners doing iterations of reverse bit magic, which, for those who don't know, is basically
exploiting how scene flags are set and applying those scene flags to our files so that they can be applied to the certain maps we're on. So, for example, this scene flag that they're doing, which is delivering a barrel to the lunch lady, on Skyloft, that it just sets that action. But on Fire Sanctuary, that specific iteration of Reverse Magic opens up, or more like spawns in the map chest. And it's like stuff like this, like manipulating the game's memory, which is what the runners are taking full advantage of. Also, AverageLink dodging everyone right now. Normally you would kill these bokoblins, but sometimes you'd want to keep them alive for committing certain memories. Well, just words. You would want to keep them alive for my brain is not working with the words today. By committing certain RBMs. There we go. That took ages to say. Also, this chest is guaranteed to be a key. I clearly know because I'm psychic, and also it can't be anything else. Yeah, so I believe Deer's doing more back-in-time stuff than AverageLink, so...
Yeah, I think... So Deer's rushing the back of the dungeon, which is where the boss key is most likely to be, whereas AverageLink's being a bit more thorough and assuming, okay, he got his hook beetle fairly early on, so maybe there is progression in the hook beetle locked part of Fire Sanctuary.
I normally prefer doing the back first because, well, first of all, again, boss keys much usually a little bit more likely to be there, and also I think that it's like you can check the statue at the end. So if you do like say find something or like Go mode, in the lower half you can just fly to the statue and everything be fine.
Yeah, there's also the small chance that you find a small key on the map or bottle chests, and then you can, if you happen to read that key logic properly, you can skip the first small key chest.
Yeah. Deer's doing some out of bounds movement. I'm not quite sure if he's done it correctly, but we'll see. Oh no, he's done it fine. Yeah, that out of bounds movement can be a little bit tricky if you especially lose where you are, but it's not too hard once you get it down. Battlecats just delivering Eldin. Oh, and a sword in the bottle check, so that's interesting.
Yeah, so that is out of logic until we have magma mitts.
Yeah, so magma mitts are logically required, maybe even hard required for the seed, depending on where the other swords are. Yeah, this seed definitely looks like a find the swords kind of seed. Because we've... Is that like the first sword we've found? I'm pretty sure it's the first sword we found.
Yeah, that's the first sword upgrade we found. And yeah, I mean...
Yeah, logically TMS is required, but...
well,
I mean,
logically also, like, you always need magma mitts to complete Fire Sanctuary because...
oh, yeah.
The only way to skip magma mitts is using back in time. Yeah. AverageLink will be... Yeah, going into this room here to bring back some very bad memories for me.
Yeah. It was unfortunately skipping, like, I think this chest, which got you eliminated from the tournament, basically.
Yeah.
What was it actually ended up being in this chest, anyway, in your race?
Ballad of the Goddess, which locked all the remaining progression in the Thunderhead. So, like, you can work around it, but the thing is, if you don't know you're missing it, you wind up doing doing everything else you can do in logic before you do that.
Yeah, Matt lost power, and so I think there's like going to be a discussion on what happens next with Mattstrats versus Battlecats.
Yeah, I've spoken to Battlecats through DM. He's volunteered. He's going to keep going with this race for fun, but they are going to do a rematch.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, this is like similar to what happened with me versus Keaton in a different match, a different tournament actually. It was in Wolf Dash 3. Was that like he had conscious problems, and this is I think similar situation. So yeah, it's nice that we will have a rematch. Yeah, it's just unfortunate that these circumstances happened just at the wrong time, I think.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't the first and it won't be the last tournament to have a situation like that come up. It's just, yeah, it's just unfortunate when these things happen, and yeah.
Yeah, of course.
And I mean, it's I guess I can say, like, yeah, Battlecats being a good sport and agreeing to the rematch.
I am trying to get both of their hands at once, but only getting one. This is like harder than what it looks to be. I don't know. Like I especially struggle with for some reason.
Yeah, I haven't really learned how to do the both at once strat for this, so I should probably do that before I like do more no back in time runs. But
I always find that like the strat you're meant to use is harder than just kind of YOLOing it, but that just might be because I didn't learn the strat properly. Okay, deer resetting. Interesting. Oh yeah, he can't get Plat's chest. I think he can still needs to do the RBM, I want to say. Debating where's the Ludicrous finally does. Yeah, so AverageLink, yeah, we've kind of seen like a small divergence here with these two runners, with AverageLink going for the lower half and Deer going for the first half of their last half, yeah. Amber Tablet on Mogmits. Okay, that's huge. It's always Amber Tablet in the weird places I find, right? It's like, this is not the first time I've seen Amber Tablet in like dungeons or in just horrible places. Console and stuff resetting with home, yeah. I mean, it's not necessarily rip to tablet, because say some of these runners might not go to Lineary, because you can have all the tablets, but it can still be like a one like I'm talking about another thing, but it can still be like a one tablet if you only ever go to Faron. Feels Wii U, man. Yeah, Wii U has no reset button. Oh yeah, an Amber tablet in general is just sad to find because it opens up so much for you. AverageLink going to the sky. Interesting to see what he does next. And yeah, it's like again, Battlecats and Deer are just kind of making their way through. I think Deer is kind of stuck at where it is. Okay, Deer, it's the Fledge. Speak to Fledge, please. That's the one you want to do. Ricky with the I hate OBS text box is so much nice. They are inconvenient. But yeah, so Deer is going to get Plat's chest. And AverageLink going straight to Linearu. Interesting. Not even doing the back half of the dungeon. Which, so far has appeared to be a good decision, but depends what's in these chests. Like, if say Plat's chest is the boss key, then and like there's something in like hard container or anything. Oh, another sword. Wow, it's like Fire Sanctuary is just stacked with swords. So
Yeah.
I wonder how Average Link is gonna feel about that actually. Because going to Lanayru could just be a huge time waster for him.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's understandable that he wants to follow the logic, but I mean, this could wind up costing him if like the magma well, so it seems like magma mitts are hard required.
Yeah. What checks do they have left? I think they only have like the
That hidden small key chest.
Yeah, is that the only one they have left? I think it is.
Because I know Deer did the RBM for the map chest.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've done everything except that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
this sounds like a harm seed with the boss keeping in the worst place possible.
Yeah. Like, it's not that bad of a seed otherwise. I mean, the other thing is we still have not found Whip, so...
Oh yeah, we still need to look for that, yeah. But that
Yeah,
could be somewhere deep in Lanayru, so that would mean Average Link's hunting wouldn't be awful bad.
Yeah, it depends on where the Whip is, though. Is this going to be another Whip in the first chest of Skipper's Retreat seed?
Yeah.
Or Whip in first chest of Ancient Cistern?
I'm just waiting for that seed where that actually has that, and yeah. Where it has like whip in first chest and assistant, or bow in first chest and sandship. I haven't actually seen a seed like that yet, but I'm waiting for the day. Yeah, there isn't much to say here except the runners are kind of doing stuff and nice nunchuck issues from Average Link.
Yeah, and Battlecat's unfortunately missing his jump onto that platform.
Oh yeah.
It's really deceptive how that platform moves, because you think it's gonna like move where you can jump to it, but it stays closer to the far platform. So, and he cuts that second jump like really, really close. Like closer than I would cut it. And oh no, takes a death from the cursed spume.
Wow.
Yeah, that's unfortunate and a little surprising, because he did a no back in time run yesterday, so he should have all this movement kind of fresh in his mind. I guess on the other hand, like, he also did a really long stream yesterday, so maybe it's just a little bit of fatigue.
It's like, oh my god, Battlecat, stop going for these like stupidly precise or impossible jump slashes like you just did right there. Stop. Okay, he did it nice. Yeah, again, not much to say here except runners are kind of doing stuff.
Deer seems unsure where he wants to go. So yeah, Average Link, like, still, like, technically with a slight lead, but he also hasn't checked the back of Fire Sanctuary, so he is missing 2 swords that are out of logic in Fire Sanctuary. I know, like Average Link kind of dislikes Fire Sanctuary, or at least in Randomizer, so
Yeah.
that might be part of why he's decided he's not bothering with the out of logic checks. But it could
If there's like
cost
nothing
him.
in, yeah. If there's nothing in the neighborhood, it can cost him. Yeah, as you say.
Yeah, like if like there's no swords, or if he goes and full clears Lanayru looking for swords, this will cost him.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice gust below strats on Battlecats' end.
I think Battlecats is a little frustrated with that spume that killed him earlier.
I would be as well.
Also, Battlecats not immediately checking my chest. And,
How ironic. I think.
I wonder if he's going to like do something to taunt me when he does check that chest.
Alright, so everything just making his way out of the mine. Mine's had nothing, I don't think, so... Yeah, again, everything could just be wasting all his time in Lanayru, so...
Yeah, well, it depends on where the whip is, because we
he could be just not losing any time, but he could be losing a lot depending on item locations.
Yeah. It depends on what, like, if whip turns out early and then he still goes around looking for swords, this will cost him a lot of time. If whip turns out to be, like, the last chest in Pirate Stronghold or something like that, then probably everyone else is going to wind up full clearing. And nice from Battlecats, getting the double hit on the double McManos.
Yeah, someone, CJ in chat asked, did anyone dip Ancients yet? No, no one's been Ancients at all. So, still the possibility of whip being there.
And Battlecats getting the double hit on the double McManos, but then not doing the cutscene skip after. Which, he goes to menu over to whip to realize he doesn't have it.
Yeah, just muscle memory. I've done that.
Yeah.
A lot.
Because normally you would have the whip here in vanilla, and again, having done a no back in time run yesterday, he's probably just muscle memorying, if that's a word.
Yeah, so he's also about to get Amber Tablet as well, which isn't exactly what we want to see at this point, because it's just, again, another tablet. So it'll be interesting to see if he follows in the Average Link shoes or Deer shoes.
Well, I mean, what else is there to do at this point?
Yeah, did Battlecats do the first or last half of the dungeon first?
I wasn't paying too much attention. Okay, so, yep, and then Battlecats checking the 64 chest. Okay, I thought for a second he had Magmas, but no, he just forgot he didn't have them.
Nice. Yeah, we straight up haven't found them yet, yeah. And that, yeah, again, they are required, so... Yeah, this sounds like a harm seed.
Yeah, and also this is a room you usually don't go through backwards.
I do also getting Amber Tablet. So a lot of our runners here are kind of actually in roughly the same place, despite like the early diversions. Divergences, I think. No trials have been done, and I don't believe any trials are actually required because all of them said they're not important.
Yeah. Sadly, no trials required.
Someone in chat asked, was mines empty? Yeah, I think it was pretty much. I think Linnea in general has been empty up until this point, or just yeah. Or I mean, I say up to this point. It could just be entirely barren, but shortcut chests could have like a whip or something, which would make average link's time much more useful. Oh yeah, retextures are in back in time as well. Okay, Deer also going to Linnea. Interesting. Although he did fully clear Sanctuary, so he's in a better place. He's in a better position than average Link is right now.
Yeah. So he has a more powerful sword and won't have to search for one.
Tumbleweed.
Yep, average Link getting the validation item. So there's exactly one tumbleweed in the seed.
Yeah.
And yeah, normally it's in the chest near the hook beetle, and Phi will give you text after you get it in the vanilla game saying how you can. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Boko knocked the Ampelus egg into the void. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. I think
you just have to reload it, I think. Or with a time control. Yeah.
I average Link's gonna grab the other Ampelus egg, which is, I think, just reloading it by hitting the top stone twice. Also, now he's gonna have all these other Boko connected onto him. Average Link get a side hop after getting the Ampelus egg into the generator.
Yeah, just more small time save. Okay, there's Mogma Mitts, so average Link's time in Linnea definitely not completely useless.
Yeah. So now, I guess like worst case scenario is like, well, we know that the boss key has to be in the hidden small key chest. The worst case scenario is like then you have like whip on like the Girim heart container and
yeah, or an ancient system, or just not in Linnea. Because
yeah,
I think average Link is gonna keep looking at Linnea. He might not, but we'll see.
yeah, because again, the unfortunate thing is there are two swords sitting in Fire Sanctuary that average Link doesn't have yet because they were locked by Magma Mitts.
Yeah. A spiral charge from Deer in chest near trial in Linnea, so.
Interesting, Deer's taking a different route through Linnea.
Yeah, he's going clockwise, yeah. Instead of the usual anti-clockwise for most people.
Yeah.
Someone asked where were fire shooter rings. Fire shooter rings were on Paro crystals, so they were required with
bomb, not bombs, bottles. Yeah, bottles, or just one.
Yeah. Now the reason why linear is usually routed clockwise is because you want to go from the fire node to the lightning node to the water node, so that way you have all the nodes activated by the time you get to the power generator and can just immediately activate it. Because although LMF is not required, there is a chest on top of LMF that could have progression because it is not considered part of LMF itself.
Yeah. And Rosa Incha asks, is there a reason song hints can't be displayed at their lows? I don't really think it's necessary because people already, they're in text boxes, so at that point you already know if it's important or not, so. Okay, Whip also in the news, so okay, this is yeah.
Yeah, well, I think
paid off for AverageLink.
Yeah, I think he was asking more about on the tracker itself.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
I'm dumb. Ignore me. Yeah.
I
mean, we also have the hints command in chat.
Yeah. I think it's a decent idea if Trez has the time to implement it.
Yeah, for sure.
It just, I think the reason is just because the trial hints were very added literally just before the tournament started.
Yeah. Also, Battlecats is doing Monka S strats, so you should be fine. Yeah. This is already kind of Monk-esque, because if you're too far to the left, you soft lock and have to do the back in time again. If you die, you have to do the back in time again. So it's just don't mess up there. Also, DS drawing with the Amplus here. This is just more situations where brake sliding is incredibly useful. It's a hard technique to do, but it's incredibly useful in situations like this.
Yeah, I mean, I won't say that brake sliding itself is difficult. There are some instances of brake sliding that are difficult.
Yeah.
Also, maybe does Deer not have a shield? Because that might also be what's making it so difficult for him. Because if he doesn't have a shield, he has to be a little more careful with how he hits it. And this is also going to cost him a lot of time. AverageLink playing it a little risky with keeping that Boko alive. Okay, this time the Amplus should be moving, so yeah, Deer can continue with the node. But yeah, I think brake sliding is really useful and is a technique that I think is really worth learning if you want to do this, because it can save a lot of time, as you could see from Deer. Because it wasn't necessarily that Deer was doing anything wrong, it was just the Amplus decided that it didn't want to cooperate with him. But if with brake sliding, you don't need to deal with the Amplus at all. And I missed AverageLink getting Whip, apparently.
Yeah, that was in Northeast Desert Chest.
Okay. So
actually, couldn't Boss Key be vanilla?
Oh right, did nobody do the boss key RBMs?
I don't think I didn't see it anyway, or I don't remember anyone doing it.
Okay, so yeah, if nobody did the boss key RBMs, then yes, the boss key could also be vanilla. So now we're gonna see. There's the.
I mean, no, I think Battlecats did it, so and he doesn't have Dignet, so we'll maybe see. It's another sword. Oh my god!
Is that
All swords
3
in
swords in Fire Sanctuary?
Yep. 3 swords in fire
Okay,
sanctuary.
this could be extremely punishing for Average Link now. Because if Average Link is not going to return to Fire Sanctuary until he's like in go mode or close to it. Okay, he is leaving, so he may be going back to Fire Sanctuary.
Yeah, it depends how much he delays that. Or, yeah, I get. It also depends when the next sword is, or when the last sword is.
Also, Average Link could go and do Cistern now. In which case he'll have... I mean, full clearing Cistern doesn't cost that much time, but... everyone else... Basically, Deer, by the time he gets to Cistern, will probably be able to go mode it, although Deer also is still missing 1 sword and doesn't know that that other sword is in the boss key chest.
I think Battlecats doing Platts RBM, I want to say. Yeah, it looks like it. Don't we see what else he could be doing? Alright, Battle of the Goddess on Dodo Crystals, so potentially more wasting time.
Yeah, that's bad for Average Link. Especially if he decides to do Levias, because now I mean, Levias could have a sword on it, but like that would be a huge amount of wasted time.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like he would probably...
Oh, here's the last sword.
Okay, so we now know where all the swords are, so we now know that Levias is useless. But unfortunately, Average Link does not know that. So...
Yeah,
Meanwhile...
Battlecats getting his last sword, so all Battlecats needs is the whip and Mogmit. So as soon as he goes to Nehru, he might be in a good situation.
Yeah. So in this particular seed, like if you just like claw shot to caves and then go out that entrance and just check the claw shot chests, Mogmits were in fire node, so never mind. You still have
currently it's Battlecats has Master Sword, Deer has White Sword, and Average Link has... I can't currently see.
Long sword.
Oh yeah, Long Sword, yeah.
Because he just picked up his first sword upgrade.
Oh yeah.
He may be the only one who picks up that particular sword upgrade.
Whip was in Northeast Desert Chest in Moneru. And Mogmits or second Digmus upgrade is in Fire Node Right Chest. So just about to get his whip. Yeah, that is. So is Deer is just missing 1 sword that he's in go mode, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so actually, Deer might actually check that chest if he also got Spiral Charge.
Oh my god, I can see Deer winning this, actually. I can see Deer winning this now. Because Average Link is in a scary situation.
Yeah, Average Link going for soup is a bold call, but one that is not going to pay off for him.
Yeah, because there is nothing useful behind Levias now.
Yeah, which is like, Average Link has been in the lead for a very long time, but...
Yeah, this is just sapping way. Yeah, it depends how aggressive Deer is, because we know that if Deer acts as if he's in go mode, he, assuming he checks the right chests, he will be in go mode. Like if he checks vanilla Bosky, he will be in go mode basically. So it just depends how much he's willing to rush dungeons.
He is flying to the inside Fire Sanctuary bird statue, so...
Yeah, he's being super aggressive as it looks like, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, so... And he does have the small key, and this is like the rare instance where actually using the small key backwards actually is fine.
Okay, so it looks like Deer's going to get his last touch, and then he's just going to be on a boss key hunt, which wouldn't even really be a hunt because you already kind of know where it is.
Yeah, it's in the hidden small key chest, and this is exciting for me to like right now, just because like as dumb as it is, the fact that this is like the only situation I could ever think of where where using the small key backwards is the optimal way to do it.
Yeah, and we see everything going to System basically. So that probably won't pay off as much as like if he did Fire Sanctuary first, that would pay off more. So
yeah, so I mean it's not terrible, but he's probably gonna waste like a few minutes going for a full clear of this dungeon.
You would rather want a full clear Ancient System than full clear Fire Sanctuary. I'll tell you that, because Ancient System is a much smaller dungeon in comparison, and you can waste a lot more time in Fire Sanctuary.
And also, like the chests are a lot more dense in like there's less time in between the chests in Cistern.
Yeah.
So I think we had. I mean. Oh no. Okay. Deer. As long as he can handle the rest of this Moldorm fight, which okay,
yeah, he's fine.
Moldorm behaved. Okay, so AverageLink is like going for full clear because he's going for this small key check right off the bat, which most runners will elect to put, including me, will elect to put off.
Yeah, I think because of just how Ancient is laid out, this is best to do last in most cases. Yeah, and Deer being in go mode, except he just needs the boss key next, and harp stuff.
Yep. So that's Deer actually checking his map, I think, because he.
Oh my god, boss key is literally right there. In the small key chest in Ancient. So this actually pays off for AverageLink.
Yeah, because chances are Deer will check that last.
Yeah. Well, he might not, but we'll see. Deer is basically in go mode. He is going. He's not doing optimal strat, which is using key backwards. He's probably gonna go through the dungeon forwards, which is unfortunate because it takes ages to do that.
Because Fire Sanctuary is a very linear dungeon.
Either that or he has his like own plan he's gonna do.
Yeah, but I think like it's something that I can understand him not thinking about, because like there's like no other situation where you would ever use that small key backwards.
I probably wouldn't actually be thinking about it either. Like I'd probably do what Deer's doing, to be honest.
Yeah, because the only time when you can ever do that is when you have already defeated the double Megmanos.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, that room is where the like double where the Megmanos are, like before they go up to grab you, so you can't really navigate it properly. So it's something that you just wouldn't think about, but it's I don't think you can actually like. Okay, maybe you can, according to Lepilog. I just have I know I like one time tried going through it backwards and really wasn't able to do anything, but I don't know. I might have to try it after this and see if it is possible.
Nice whipping the spider from AverageLink and just deciding to kill it.
Okay. Deciding to turn around.
This itself doesn't make sense, but yeah. Yeah,
I mean, it's not like he could have like decided at this point that okay, he's gonna just gamble that the Boko is a small key.
yeah. Well, I mean, in general, this is just some weird, funky routing from AverageLink.
I mean, it's like if it weren't for the fact that he like looked like he was going to go forward and then backed out of it, I'd say okay, this is fine because I don't think it's what he's doing is necessarily bad.
Oh, well, if Deer doesn't know where the check is, that would be Monka Extreme.
He
Also,
is
AverageLink,
going in the
yeah.
right direction, though.
Yeah.
I
AverageLink, please
think
don't Infinite Void. I don't know if he saved. If AverageLink didn't save, that would be horrible.
No, he's not. He's still fine. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he saved, and people in chat are confirming. So
You'd be mad not to save before system clip.
yeah. I mean, like, there's only a couple runners who I think would be confident enough with it to not bother with the save.
Oh yeah, I like here.
Yeah, now he's in an infinite void.
Yeah. Oh wait, what's happening with Deer?
I think Deer just isn't sure where to.
Yeah, he probably doesn't actually know where the. Oh wow, okay. Well, where's the map first of all in this dungeon?
Probably on the Girheim Heart container.
Oh yeah, so he can't use that to. Okay.
Okay, he looks like.
Yeah, Deer, that's not gonna do anything.
Well, he's still heading the right direction.
He might stumble in it eventually, probably. So.
Well, yeah, because I mean it's a very linear dungeon, so I think the confusing part is when you just yeah. So as soon as he digs into this, it's gonna be obvious where he needs to go.
Unless he goes back outside and then looks around there.
Well, he'll look around there and then quickly realize there's nothing to do there, and then
yeah, probably yeah. And also Battlecats getting tumbleweed.
Okay. AverageLink succeeding with his cistern clip. Yeah, going right to the boss key, and then when he climbs back up the statue, he'll be able to check whip chest. So AverageLink is hoping this is not a small key.
He's looking for it in the map. He has gust blows, right? Yeah, he does have gust blows. Okay.
Yeah. So
come on, Deer. Come on, Deer. Use big brain stress.
Yeah. Unfortunately, all this time spent looking around is going to cost him time.
Yeah.
So I think we have a race between these two because AverageLink's probably going to take a while to go back to Fire Sanctuary. And Deer is just somewhat struggling to figure out where to go.
Oh, also, he's gonna have to like deal with the invisible bomb wall because there's like no. Oh, are there any cracks or anything to like tell you what that's the wall you meant to blow up? So he could just like blow up every wall except that one and be still confused. Oh, almost dying. Monka Extreme. He's got the bow, so he's fine. Maybe if he can. He's down here, so it's not entirely fine.
Okay, so
this is bad. Nah, he's dead. Damn it. That's a fairy,
that's
actually.
a fairy.
Yeah, just kind of, yeah, nice. Just do pillar jump, yeah. Deer selecting I'm in a hurry, which is an understatement.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
deer is gonna take a while to find the correct dig spot.
Yeah, I feel like it'll just be taking a while to find what he's gonna do in general. Battlecats is in go mode actually. Yeah, Battlecats is in go mode.
Average Link missing his bow shot, now has to swim against the current again to do that again. Okay, so I think deer hopefully realizing he just hit these in the wrong order.
Oh yeah, also that can happen with the book goblin there, where you just whip and nothing happens. Is that based on what item it is, or is that like, or could that be a legitimate problem? Obviously, here we know that doesn't matter whatsoever, but could it be a problem in the future?
I think it's only when it's like a treasure or something. If Lepilog's still in chat, I think he knows like what precisely causes it.
Dude, you can't, why did you kill him? Now he needs a death orb. Oh, it only happens to treasure. Okay, so it is item specific. Now, please die, Average Link. He killed his only way of dying, I guess. Like, he
can go. He can either drown or use the statue to go outside and re-enter.
Yeah, or get killed by the spiders.
Okay, Battlecats is doing the thing that I talked about earlier.
Yeah.
Okay, so deer now. Oh, deer still doesn't have the puzzle solved.
Yeah, he's having to do like legit casual strats at this point, and hopefully he sorts them out quicker rather than later.
Yeah, so this is like deer has the chance to like really to make another upset happen, but it's dwindling quickly.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's just like deer hasn't had to do any seeds that have required checking this, so Average Link looks like he may have saved and reloaded to try to make the Boko come back. I hope.
Yeah, that's how he's going through. Oh, he's like he's going through his effort just to make sure that he's like make sure that it wasn't bad item, or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like really counting on it being something useful, and we know that it isn't. Dude, it's one check, please. Just stop. It could. Yeah.
So, yeah, we're having deer is okay. Deer does know what to do, so
okay. At least from here, he should. This should be fairly self-explanatory.
Yeah, I mean the thing is when you come out of this magma tunnel, the chest is behind you, so hopefully he realizes this.
Yeah. Now deer is like again actually in the lead now. Yeah. But again, he does still have to do Ancient System. Ancient System boss key was in the first small key chest.
Yeah, so depending on his routing. No, dear, don't climb the vines. That's okay, good. He turned around and saw. Because if you jump down from there, then you have to go back through the magma tunnel again.
Yeah, and that's where boss key is, yeah?
Deer is showing insane amounts of frustration, and yeah, death warping is probably the play here.
Yeah, because then you can just
Well, yeah, he can fly. Yeah, because yeah, this is the way, because he's gonna go back to the start of the dungeon and then leave and fly out back in, because he didn't actually do the Platts sequence properly, so he can't actually get back to the statue.
Yep. Well, I feel like
Other than
Battlecats will be
flying
in
back.
first anyway, out of all our runners here. But his opponent lost power, and so this race is invalid, I think.
Yeah, so, well, there will be a rematch between
Yeah.
Battlecats and Mattstrats, because Matt lost power, and Battlecats agreed to do a rematch. So, at some point, hopefully soon, there will be a rematch between them. Okay, Average Link, thankfully, is not spending any more time with the Boko chick, because, yeah, it's nothing.
Yeah, so depending on what route Deer does in... well, where's he going at this point? Oh, he's going for TMS, actually, yeah. Oh no, just fairies. Did he get that sword chest?
He already got the sword there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because he got the sword before he went back for the boss key.
Yeah.
Because I think he was hoping the boss key would be there.
Yeah, it's Average Link who got the one spiral charge, I think.
Yeah. I don't think any of the other runners are going to get that one.
Yeah, because I think at this point all of them are in like dungeon go mode or whatever.
Okay, Average Link unfortunately not quite getting the double bomb strat for Galacto's first phase. So, and not standing close enough to Galactos, but getting the correct attack. Because if you stand too far away, then Galactos will throw his boomerangs, and that just wastes time. Also, okay, so the reason why that didn't work for Average Link is because he didn't whip Galactos's core.
Alright, so they're doing Girahim 2 fight, or the second iteration of the Girahim bosses.
Yep. Battlecats, meanwhile, finishing Fire Sanctuary and getting just a heart piece.
Yeah,
I mean,
and Deer finished up Girahim 2, which is quite a good fight actually.
Yep. Now the thing is, so Deer, as soon as he finds the boss key in Ancient Cistern, is just going to go right to the boss. Average Link is going to have to like clear the back of Fire Sanctuary, and he's going to probably be very upset when he finds all the swords.
Yeah.
Because he could have had those swords so much earlier.
Yeah.
No, Average Link has earrings because he's already been in Fire Sanctuary. He just didn't do any of the out of logic checks that all of the that Deer and Battlecats did.
Yeah, I think it's just mistracked.
Average Link is still confused about the Boko. I mean, we know it's unimportant, and it's...
Yeah, just blame trackers. We're not the trackers. Just blame whoever's the tracker. What happened with Boko? Yeah. What was Did doing? Oh, was he getting something from? Yeah, he has some physicals. Yeah, from like a
Oh, he may be buying a shield. If he's not comfortable doing like the endgame bosses without a shield, then it probably makes more sense to just take a little bit of time to get a shield and then know that he's going to be able to do the strats.
Yeah.
Average Link still with a pumpkin soup. I mean, he's... okay, so he is going right to Fire Sanctuary, which is good. He's going to be... I can't wait to see how he reacts to 3 swords in Fire Sanctuary.
Yeah. Yes, Deer doing a shopping spree. How long it takes Deer to finish AC will entirely depend on what route he's doing. Because if he does first small key first, then it really wouldn't take him long. But if he last location is that in the dungeon, then it would take like what 10 minutes, probably longer. Yeah, similar thing happened to Battlecats that happened to Average Link. Oh yeah, Deer is like going for the smoky chest, so he's gonna finish AC actually quite quickly.
So this could come down to endgame. It genuinely could. Yeah, I mean, I guess logically he need 1 key, but... Well, logically he technically need 2, but yeah. Yeah, someone chat said they hate the water tunnel. I think everyone hates that water tunnel because it's so easy to lose time. Yeah, Deer finished Fire Sanctuary, so yeah, this is pretty close actually.
Alright. Did AverageLink not go for the bottle chest?
I don't know.
Because he still has tracked only the Goddess Longsword. I mean, I guess it won't matter because he'll find the other two swords. Okay, so... Deer... saving... I hope he's not going to go do Cistern Clip because he doesn't need to.
I mean, does he need a key to get to the boss door?
Oh, right, he does, actually. Okay, ignore me. Well, I still don't think this is the efficient way to get into the statue, though, because you could at least check the two chests that are in this room. Because if one of those is a small key, then you can get right into the statue and then go up. And true, he could also just lower the statue, because he has claw shots. Not sure. Okay, so he's jump slashing. I'm not sure why. Okay, is he? He's going to the whip room, but there's no reason to do that, and he's gonna be. Or okay, actually, no, this makes sense. So, okay, the gratitude crystals aren't useful. Okay, but now I forgot, because the statue's not lowered, he can actually get up. He's gonna have to be really careful to dodge the Stallmaster, though. Deer had 48 crystals. And it's not hugely important, he's just missing a pouch upgrade that he can live without. Okay, should be good. Okay, I was a little confused as to what he was doing, but... Okay, it's not what I would have done, but it does make sense. Okay, so AverageLink is going to get his boss key. Okay, Battlecats. Okay, he does get out. I know Battlecats has had some issues in the past with that particular tunnel. I mean, it's very easy to miss a spin and then get and wind up drowning in that little tunnel. Okay, deer. Is fighting Coloctos on the second phase. Average Link, it looks like he's going to be doing back in times to for the back half of the dungeon anyways. Unfortunately, deer not quite getting the second phase strat. So this makes the second part of this fight a little Monka-esque. Okay, so Average Link getting his second sword upgrade. Here, still working on Coloctos, not... Okay. So, there is an easy one cycle here if he were to have used the bow. But he does manage to take down Coloctos anyways. So Deer now has both of his required dungeons completed, and this is going to come down to the end game. Well, so he found this. So okay, so there is a sword in the boss key chest, which will be his master sword. So he probably will not check the Plat's chest, which has the third one. And Average Link getting trolled by one of the keys, which is going to cost him even more time. So this race, I believe, yeah. So this race is going to determine who Jasnix's next opponent is. So if Deer can pull off the upset here, then Jasnix will be facing Deer next. Also, I should point out, Deer is actually taking the most efficient path to Sealed Temple now because it's slightly faster to just run to Faron proper and then to Sealed Grounds than it is to fly out and fly back in. And, wait. Okay, AverageLink is getting a fairy. Hopefully he turns back around. Okay, he is going to turn back around. He just didn't want to risk dying to the Moldorm, which I definitely can understand. Yeah. And Deer has shown himself to be a very scary opponent. He's improved he's improved a lot. And unfortunately, Deer went on the wrong switches. I have to do the first part of this puzzle over again. Or AverageLink, rather. I'm talking about Deer and looking at AverageLink. So, AverageLink is giving up more and more time, and he doesn't realize, he doesn't know how unfortunate this is, all these tiny mistakes adding up. Deer is already starting the Imprison 2 fight.
I just realized I've been muted this entire time. Wow.
Yeah, I just noticed you just seem to stop saying anything.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Smart. Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, it is going to come down to Endgame. But I think that I think in Deer vs X though, Deer's Endgame was actually really good. So, yeah. We could see AverageLink being eliminated from the tournament here.
Yep.
Or if his endgame is spectacular and Deer's is awful, we could see a Deer elimination from this tournament. It could be anyone's game right now.
Yeah. It does look like Deer is taking this imprisoned fight slowly, but may just be wanting to play it safe and make sure that he doesn't play the fight more to not screw up than to play it optimally.
Yeah, because ultimately Imprison 2 is incredibly hard.
Yeah, that looks like what he's doing. He's not even going for jump slashes, which unfortunately might actually wind up costing him the race, because AverageLink will go for the jump slashes and has gotten the spicy kebab and has practiced it a ton. So
yeah.
If this could be the race where all of his Imprison 2 practice pays off.
Yeah, Deer routed this so much better than Yao, so we can see a Deer another Deer upset. I swear this tournament is just going to be Deer upsets. Deer's just going to win the tournament, bruh.
Yeah, well, Deer will have to go through. If Deer wants to win the tournament, he's going to have to go through Jasnix, then the winner of Lepalog versus CJ, who are both very formidable opponents. And then and then potentially you or Gymnast after that. It's so there's a scary field of opponents he still would have to go through. But he has pulled off upsets before, and this I can't quite call an upset yet until it's over, but it's...
We're looking at another potential upset, maybe, potentially. Yeah, nothing concrete right now. And definitely not if he does something like that, which is full from prison. Also, Mattstrats. Yeah, everyone's just going to be scared of Deer at this point. Like, it's not even that, like, Deer's going to be faster. It's just everyone's going to make mistakes because they're just scared of Deer and that's all their nerves and stuff. But as it looks now, actually, Deer is like kind of looking Monk-esque right now, or just just kind of down the toes. Actually, he looks fine. So AverageLink just about to enter in prison too, or just about to enter Endgame in general.
Yeah.
For like a 2.5-hour seed, this isn't actually that bad. Like, this is pretty good. Like, all three runners finishing at roughly the same time.
Yeah, this I mean, it was unfortunate that Mattstrats had his power outage, but I mean, this is probably like out of like all the 4-way races that we've had, like this is probably the closest in terms of like all 4 runners are going to be at various parts of the end game at around the same time.
Yeah.
And interestingly, like, True Master Sword was not in that bad of a location, and none of the runners are going to get it because there was just 3 swords in Fire Sanctuary meant that there was no reason to ever go hunting for anything else once they found Muglimits and Whip in Lanayru. So Deer is finishing up in Prison 2 as AverageLink is going to be entering the fight. I anticipate that AverageLink is going to gain a ton of time, though, with his imprisoned fight.
Yeah.
Because Deer...
This is going to come down to endgame, genuinely.
Yeah. Deer took the fight very, very safe, whereas AverageLink is going to go for Spicy Kebab. And you are going to see the difference. Like,
to stay in the tournament, Yao will need the spiciest kebab he's ever made.
But I mean, this is a fight that could legitimately come down to like demise.
Yeah.
Also could come down to like how many safety fairies Deer decides to get here. Like, if he just gets one, if like Deer really wants to just get one safety fairy and go, if he gets multiple, okay, he doesn't even have room in his pouch to get fairies. I think he's just relying on a bottle of red potion to get him through, so...
I think he already does have fairies, though, I want to say, from Fire Sanctuary.
Oh, yeah, okay, so he has a Guardian Potion, a Red Potion, and a Fairy, so he should be set. Should hopefully skip the True Master Sword check. Although I guess for all he knows, True Master Sword could be vanilla, but we know it's not.
Yeah, and saving. It makes sense. You know, he might well be playing it safe because he might be noticed, okay, well, yeah, I haven't finished yet, so I still have a chance. He might save himself. Oh, I don't know what he's thinking right now.
Okay, AverageLink with jump/1. Yep, and he got the spicy kebab. So that is
Nice.
what AverageLink needed to stay in this race.
Yeah. But if Deer has a really good endgame, then he's what I mean. Yeah, anything can happen really.
I mean, Deer can take more risks in Horde too because he has the Guardian Potion.
Oh yeah. Like AverageLink will have to be more careful with his health. Yeah.
And it could come down to Horde Skip too.
Oh, actually, yeah, it could. So Deer is entering Horde Skip.
Yeah, so he's entering with what I think is a good position. Sometimes
We'll see.
it's a bit hard to tell. It looks like he should get it, and he gets
Yes,
it.
just barely.
So that is
Pressure's
one.
on for AverageLink now.
Yeah, so this is one potential comeback mechanism for AverageLink gone.
Someone asked, TMS, all the swords were Spiral Charge, Rock, and the other three were in Fire Sanctuary.
And Deer getting a really clean Stalfos phase. The Stalfos gave him phenomenal RNG.
Yeah.
And,
okay, taking a bit of damage there, but it's fine because he has potions, so.
yeah, Deer can just tank hits because of the Guardian Potion.
Dude, imagine the Jim versus Deer rematch in the finals.
I mean, that would be out of all the scenarios that I was thinking about at the beginning of the tournament, that was not one that had come to mind, but
Yeah.
it would be. I mean, it would be the perfect bookend to the tournament because I'm pretty sure the first group stage race was Deer versus Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deer not quite getting the shield bash there, but it's fine. His Guardian Potion's still active, so he still has a fairy and a red potion.
Yeah.
So
Okay, so Deer is literally in Year from 3, and AverageLink has just entered the past and entering Horde. And
Yeah.
Battlecats just finishing up demise. So, yeah, at this point, all the attention's on AverageLink and Deer. Because those are the ones in the race, and it is so close now between these two.
Yep. And yeah, so again, Battlecats and Mattstrats are going to have a rematch because of Mattstrats' power outage. So for Battlecats, this is just for fun at this point. But the other two are still competing to stay in the tournament.
Yeah, this was a fun seed. For a harm seed, this was baby. I think that YourAverageLink could have definitely been finished right now if he had done routing better, especially I think he did pretty good routing on his own self, but he didn't do the later part of Fire Sanctuary, which kind of didn't play to his strength at all. And GG to Battlecats finishing.
Yep. GG Battlecats.
Okay, here we are. We could see something huge right now. We could see another Deer upset, or we could see Deer being eliminated. It is not over until Demise is dead on either one of those screens right now.
Yep. So AverageLink's heading to Horde Skip now. We will see is his. I think that looks good.
I don't know why, but I have a stupidly long delay, so.
And then it just pushed me back, so I
have 40 seconds delay right now. Ooh, he
Average
missed it.
misses Horde Skip. This could literally just kill his last chance. And,
Wow. Okay. Well,
it
I mean,
literally
Deer...
come down to demise execution for Deer. If Deer can do the demise fight correctly.
Okay, people saying in chat that's the end. No, it's not the end. I mean, Deer is a scary opponent, but it's likely GG, but Deer can still die.
Yeah, I mean...
Okay, well, if Average Link dies, then
find it,
I
like-
would say it'll be over.
Yeah, and I mean, like... I mean, Mario knows all about, like, what can potentially happen on Demise, unfortunately.
Oh, wow, dear. Oh, he does have, like, Battle Fairies as well, but only for, like, the first time, if he dies a few times. Okay, and Yao has to make this very carefully.
Okay, so Deer is using his fairy now.
Yeah,
Average
good call,
Link
good call.
also manually using a fairy. And this is really scary.
I wonder what Deer is feeling right now, with, like, nerves. Okay, second phase.
He has to be feeling so many nerves right now because he's probably constantly looking over at the race time.
I would be if I was in this situation.
Yeah.
I mean, I always look at race time anyway, and even in, like, races where I'm favored to win, I'll still do it anyway.
Yep, so Deer on second phase looking good, just has to get the lightning.
Skyward Strikes. Oh my god, Skyward Strike, dude. Okay, Demise being really friendly there, not even charging.
And
he's
Deer
done.
has
There it
done
is.
the upset.
Again.
Finished in second place with a time, or I guess first place in his race, second overall, with a time of 2:44.36. GG Deer.
Oh yeah, now we got Jazzix in the chat as well, Monka Essing, because he'll be his next opponent. We also have Battlecats as well. GG. GG
Well,
on the series.
Required double dip.
I think logically it was, I want to say.
Yeah, because Amber Tablet was in Fire Sanctuary and then Magma Mitsur
Yeah.
and Maneru.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I haven't seen a lot of required double dips, but yeah, this was one of them, and yeah, yeah, it was unfortunate that Mattstrats had that power outage happen.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
But we've had like a ridiculous race between AverageLink and Deer, where AverageLink was ahead for most of the seed, but he did not do any of the out of logic checks in Fire Sanctuary, and it cost him because he then went cleared a ton of Linearu and wound up doing Cistern before going back to Fire Sanctuary.
Also, yeah.
Oh, man.
Also, I want to say on the challenge voting, it was 14% voted for Deer. So yeah, 14% were correct to do that because he won.
Also, what was up with that Boko and Cistern? Did I like whip it, get the thing, and then try whipping it again?
I think it was because it was a semi-rare treasure, according to the epilogue. Like that can sometimes happen.
Oh.
So it was, yeah.
Yeah, that actually, I believe, yeah, AverageLink had the same thing happen and spent a lot of time, like, he reloaded it and thinking it was important, and of course, by that time, we knew it wasn't, so...
I could actually go as far as to say is, like, doing that could actually lost him the race. I wouldn't be surprised if he protested that as well.
Yeah,
not saying that he should do that, but I just wouldn't be surprised if he did. It might have costed him the race. I think he waited that amount of time. Maybe like not that amount, but somewhere around that.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, it is a known bug, but
it's like relatively known with like, yeah. It's like,
but yeah, I mean, I guess like if he didn't know that was about it, then yeah, we're gonna have to.
We'll see what AverageLink says about that.
Yeah,
So we have Deer in the chat, the upsetter of the tournament, apparently.
That's kind of fucked.
Yeah, like Deer, I think going into the group stage, you were the last seed, literally, and
I think so, yeah.
you are still in this tournament in the quarterfinals, as it stands.
Yeah. Well,
Like, did you expect to get this far at all?
I mean, not really, but it just happened.
Yeah, I know that AverageLink made a lot of routing errors. Like he didn't get the swords at Fire Sanctuary, and he ended up doing system first, which means he had to fall clear with that. Yeah, and now because because you do all the upsets, everyone is now afraid of you.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
Jasnix was Monka-essing in chat, like as like you were pulling it, as it was clear you were ahead in the end game. You wound
Did
up.
you do AverageLink to finishing as well?
Yep.
And we might get him in commentary as well.
Yeah. He finishing with a time of 2:48.49. So finishing, yeah, a little over 4 minutes behind Deer. Like this is one of the closer races of the tournament.
Absolutely, and we have him in chat or in commentary or whatever.
GG's, dear.
GG's.
Oh, it hurts so much to know that maybe if I didn't waste so much time wondering what happened with the Boko, that this would have been closer.
That was Boko was because it was like a treasure or something that it like does that for some reason. Just ask Leper about it. I don't know. I DK blame him, but that was kind of unfortunate.
Yeah. Also unfortunate that Matt had some technical difficulties involving power outages.
Yeah, he lost power at a certain point, and because like he really had no reason to do back in time at any point, like he lost all of his progress from the power outage. So Battlecats and Mattstrats are gonna have a rematch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, my Imprison 2 and Demise, especially without a shield, are probably the best I've done them so far, but my Horde was really bad.
Yeah. Also, I'd say your biggest mistake was not getting the swords in your first Fire Sanctuary visit, because then you basically did all of Ancient System, where Deer basically just grabbed the small key chest and just went to the boss.
Yeah.
I did that
Also, the Platts chest was also a sword upgrade, so there were 3 progressive swords in Fire Sanctuary.
Where was the other one?
Well, the 3 were in the vanilla boss key chest, the Platts chest, and the bottle chest.
I can imagine everybody. Sorry. Go ahead.
I just asked if anyone found TMS this race.
No. Well, I didn't. I don't know if...
Oh, no one? Oh.
Well, yeah, the other sword was on one of the Spiral Charge rocks, and AverageLink was the only one who got that sword.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What else? I forgot what I was gonna say.
Nice.
Oh yeah, shoutouts to required Fire Sanctuary double dip.
Yeah.
Because like,
that's right. Yeah.
I imagine like everybody felt ahead on this seed. Because I don't know, did you guys get like the 5 individuals that let you get like early claw shots and then early Eldin tablet?
I don't think I did.
I did not. I got 3 crystals, I think.
Yeah, I ended up getting 10 individual crystals, and I was mad at Betro and Beatrice for what they did for me.
Yeah, so AverageLink, like, you were ahead for like a vast majority of this too, and then just the fact that it was literally not doing the out of logic stuff in Fire Sanctuary that cost you.
I had a feeling that there was going to be something on like the third small key chest, so that's why I didn't go for the back first on my second visit.
Yeah, but like everyone else like did those checks on their first visit, so they left after that with 3 swords, or with basically Master Sword, and then when they went to Lanayru, as soon as they got Whip, they were in go mode.
Wait, so how did they get to... Because the boss key was on third small key chest. How did they get to that without mitts?
they didn't. They came back for that last check.
Oh,
I think, yeah, Deer I think had done everything except the vanilla boss key chest and the small key chest. Now, one thing I want to point out: Battlecats was the only one who went backwards through that last small key door, and which was what I was predicting that people were gonna do. Deer chose to fly out, fly back, and fly back in at the start, and Deer did look like it took you a while to figure out where that last chest was.
Yeah, kinda. I
So
thought, yeah.
Or go ahead.
Oh, I was pretty sure that I didn't check like the 64-bit link chest, but it was behind the wall, so yeah.
I was so sure that I was gonna get like locked out, like that Bokoblin was gonna be a sword and then TMS was gonna be vanilla. And I'd just be really confused.
Yeah, I was confused about that Boko, but I just left after like a minute.
I spent like 5 minutes wondering what happened.
Yeah, you just hang around there, and we were all like, "It has nothing. Just leave, please." Yeah.
Hindsight is a beautiful thing.
Yes, it is. Yeah, but no, it was an incredible race actually between you two. It was again one of the more closer ones. What was the time difference anyway? It was 4 minutes, which is definitely one of the closest ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we're done. Maybe. TM.
Okie dokies. That was an awesome race. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Battlecats and Mattstrats. Looking forward to your rematch whenever you guys can get that scheduled. And GG's again to Deer and YourAverageLink. Really close match. Really fun to watch. Thank you to KitKat and 64-Bit Link for the commentary. Thank you to Pac-Man, Power Ghost, CJS, and Lepilog for tracking. Coming up on ZSR for the day, we're actually done for Sunday. I'm going to go raid the main channel for a Link to the Past NMG tournament match right now. But if you look at the schedule, we have a bunch more of those tomorrow. And for Skyward Sword itself, I had the schedule up here. Where is it? We have on Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, we have our first quarterfinals match between CJS07 and Lepilog. So that's going to be really hype.
Hell yeah.
And with that, we're going to close it off here. Thank you everyone for watching, and have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye!